Another one. This one even bigger and juicier than the previous one. Oh my god, that is sweet. Hey YouTube, what's up? It's your boy Sean Austin here again from Sean's Rabbit Chain Aquaponic Produce. We're back with another rabbit farming video. You know, it's a it's a rainy day here in Trinidad. I don't know what the weather's like in Tobago, but it's been raining all morning here. We just had a little break in the weather, so I decided to jump out quickly, do this video for you guys. But you know, I have a big day tomorrow. My fitness group, we have a team building event. It's a cookout, men versus women cook-off, you know. So I'm out here just gathering some very necessary seasonings and ingredients and things like that to make sure that we whoop their butts properly tomorrow in that cookout. Yeah, you know, and while I'm at it, I just have enough fruit. Mango is in season now, so we have loads of mangoes, all different types of mangoes all over the property. This one is called Calabash mango. It's a very meaty, sweet mango, if you like that kind of thing. Yeah. So really out here just to get me a dry coconut and some small leaf thyme. So this plant here is what we call the small leaf thyme. A very potent seasoning, goes well with a lot of meats, and the meat we're cooking tomorrow is goat, so we're gonna need some of this to go with that. Yeah guys, and this is the dry coconut that is gonna help me win this cook-off tomorrow, please God. Yeah. Yeah guys, so the topic for today, as you saw the title, is medium-term goals. Okay, last week we covered short-term goals as a beginner, and if you followed that video or you're at that stage, you would have already acquired your breeders. You know, start off small as we recommend. You would have had your 2 or 3 does with your 2 bucks. Okay? And you would have started breeding and selecting the best doe or 2 from each litter, depending on the size of the litter. Okay, I'm not gonna recap everything from that last video. If you didn't see the previous video, I'll leave the link in the description below. You can go ahead and check that out. But today now, we're taking it to the next step, and like I said, I'm not gonna overwhelm you guys with too much information, just giving you a couple pointers that you could work with and continue to build. So you're at the small or backyard level. Now you're gradually increasing, so you selected the best buck, you selected the best doe or 2 from the litter to add to your stock, and you're growing them out. As soon as they get to breeding age, which is usually around 5.5–6 months average, you know, but once they hit 6 pounds or more, around that 5.5 age range, they can be bred. That's for medium-sized breeds, okay? This is to focus on medium-sized breeds. So you're either starting with New Zealand, Cali, or some mix of that variety, but the medium breeds we're looking at. So you have now started to build your numbers. So you've gone from 3, 4 does. Now you're looking at 8, 10, 12 does. And you continue to build. Now remember, we said in the previous video that you are looking to create enough income to cover your feed cost. Now that you've gotten to that stage, you can safely expand your business because you have your main expense covered. Okay, so remember, you're selling to your neighbors, your friends, your family, your co-workers. Oh, wet. Yeah, and you have a little income coming in, and you're able to buy feed. So as long as you're able to buy feed from that income, you can feel free to expand. Now at this stage, there are 2 things I want you to do. I mean, there are a lot more things that you can do, but like I said, we're taking it slow. So at this stage, 2 things I want you to do. Okay? Number 1, from, let's say, probably your 3rd or 4th litter out of a particular pair that you like. Now remember, if you've been following our channel, we always recommend that you continue to breed pairs that were successful. So if you've bred a particular doe to a buck and you had a nice size litter, 6, 7, 8 or more, and they grew out nicely, you should continue to breed that doe to that buck. No sense mixing it up and experimenting. Don't change what's working. So let's say you have a particular pair and they're breeding nicely, producing well. Okay, after about your 3rd or 4th litter, I want you to select the best buck from one of those litters and keep it as a replacement breeder. Okay, now this is just a little insurance, just in case something happens to one of your buck, or for some reason you don't like the way one of them is producing. You know, you're constantly getting small litters with all the does that he's been bred to, so you can assume, but it's a safe assumption, that he has a low sperm count. You could replace him. However, if those 2 bucks continue to perform well by the time your replacement buck is of age, then that's a full-grown breeder that you can sell for a premium price. Okay, so you have options. You could also cull that buck and sell it as meat, but I guarantee you, you'll make more from that one sale if you sell it as a breeder. So that's 1. Number 2, second and final one for this video. The second thing I want you to do is to start looking for a buyer. What do I mean by that? Now remember, you've already been selling rabbits to friends, family, co-workers, things like that. But that's going to be sporadic because they're not always going to take meat every month. Sometimes. Okay? So what you need to start looking for now is one buyer that wants a specific amount of meat at a specific time frame. So they either want X amount of pounds every week, every month, every fortnight, something like that. So your target should more than likely be some type of food outlet, something that prepares meals on a daily basis. So they may have, or if you could work it out with them, they may want to include on their menu a special day in the week when they would do rabbit. So they might have rabbit Thursdays or rabbit Fridays or something like that. Now at this stage, I don't recommend you going to the supermarkets and the groceries. Okay, you can do it, but it always tends to have a negative effect on the industry if you approach a supermarket to supply them and then you can't meet the demand. Now, supermarkets have heavy foot traffic, so as much as you want to get into a supermarket, you have to be cautious. Don't get into an arrangement with a supermarket and then 2 months down the road you're unable to supply because of the amount that they're calling for. So we're not there yet. So that's why I recommend you start with a food business. Target someone who has a little business. Ask them if they will be interested in including rabbit meat on their menu, and you be their supplier. Okay, that is your goal at this stage, your second goal at this stage. Something I want you to target. Okay, and then now, as you continue to supply them, remember you're gradually increasing your supply. At some stage, if their menu kicks off, they may want to start ordering larger quantities per week, fortnightly, monthly, as the case may be. And that's only in your benefit. But what it gives you is structure, so that you know every month you have X amount of money coming in to handle your expenses, and it gives you a certain level of comfort. Now, I want to say this, and I want you to take this in. Now, when you are approaching businesses to supply them with meat, always be prepared, especially small businesses, always be prepared to supply them with meat on consignment. A lot of people always tend to have this hustler mentality where they need to see that money right now. We have to try and curb that tendency a bit, because you have to remember you're approaching a small business for a new venture. So there's a certain amount of risk involved for everyone. So they too may want to try it, and as it sells, then they pay you. Sometimes you might supply twice before you even get paid for the first set, and that's okay. That's how business operates in the real world. Even if you go to the supermarket to supply them, you're not going to get cash on delivery. There's always a waiting period before they give you a check, which you then have to deposit and wait for it to clear. So if you're serious about business, remove that hustler mentality from your mind where you feel you must get cash on delivery, because in most cases it's not going to happen. So I don't want you to set yourself up for disappointment. Always be prepared to supply these businesses on consignment for a period, and then gradually start to get paid. But the good thing about it is that after the first or second time supplying them, you're always going to have a payment inside, and then it's going to be more steady, because you're sure that every week, every fortnight, every month, as the case may be, you have some money to collect. Even if it's in check, you have some money to collect. Okay, so that is my advice for you guys who want to take it from the backyard stage to the intermediate level, where you're really starting to do business. Okay, so I'll leave it there for today. I hope you guys found this information useful. If you did, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up right now. Share it with someone who you think would find it useful. If it's your first time pulling up, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the little bell so you'll get notification whenever we upload new content. Guys, we're on the road to 10,000. Like, subscribe, share. Help us get to 10,000, and we'll do a nice giveaway for you guys. So, on behalf of my business partner, Sean McLean, Sean's Rabbit Train Aquaponic Produce, signing out. See you guys in the next video. Peace.